Hello guys and welcome back to them bringing you a casted game. This is actually two of the best Xbox controller players we currently have on the ranked ladder for the Xbox. So Xbox has its own little controller ladder, and we've got Mr. Beaverman 5. He's actually in the #1 spot at the moment. And we've also got HamRtime. Now, HamRtime you might be familiar with if you're aware of the PC scene. HamRtime is actually in the top 250 players in the world on the PC, and is an Australian player. He's currently ranked at about 2072 elo, I think it is. And Beaverman as well is actually also an experienced PC player, but not quite at the same level as HamRtime. His keyboard and mouse elo is 1215 elo, so quite a big difference from a mouse and keyboard. But as I say, Beaverman here is actually in the #1 spot on the rank ladder for the controller, so probably adapted to the controller very, very well compared to perhaps other players. So can be quite interesting to see how this game goes. Now we do have Beaverman playing as the Incas. We've got HamRtime playing as the Bulgarians. We'll cover that a little bit more later, but we are on Fortress. Now, if you're not familiar with Fortress you start off, it's a bit like Arena, but you do have a 10 villager start, and you've got some towers around your walls, and you've also got a castle to start off with, which makes this map very good for sort of fast imperial strategies. Often you'll see Turks and Portuguese going for a fast imperial on this map, but we'll see what happens here. So in terms of Beaverman playing as the Incas, for those of you who don't know, the Incas have got quite a good set of bonuses actually, which could work quite well on this particular map. So they do have an Eagle Scout instead of normal Scout, so the Eagle Scout has more range, more field of view compared to a normal Scout. Start off with a free llama, which just helps them to get a little bit of extra food early in the game. Villagers benefit from blacksmith infantry upgrades in the Castle Age onwards, and houses support 10 population as opposed to 5. But they also have a bonus where their buildings cost 15% less stone, which is fantastic for building castles, because it means your castle is almost 100 stone cheaper than regularly. They are regularly. So yeah, quite a big saving there. I think they cost 533 stone as opposed to 650 that you would ordinarily get. But looking over at HamRtime in the blue is playing as the Bulgarians, and the Bulgarians again have a few useful technologies which or civ bonuses that will be pretty good for this map. So they do have the militia line upgraded for free. Not that that's going to be too useful at the moment, but it could be useful later on in this particular matchup. So Incas, Meso-Civ, they're generally going to be going for Eagle Warriors, you would expect, but they do also have the unique unit, which is the Kamiuk. But the militia line will certainly counter both of those. So certainly for HamRtime, that's going to be a big bonus, being able to have those militia upgraded for free. The town centres cost 50% less stone, so again another stone bonus being coming into play here, which will help for expanding across the map, gaining some map control of the town centres. Also, the blacksmith and siege workshop technologies cost 50% less food, and the team bonus for the Bulgarians is that the blacksmiths work 80% faster. Now, their unique unit is the Conic, which upon reaching the castle age will be able to be produced out of that castle that we do have ready there. A little bit of a scuffle between the Eagle Scout and the Scout Cavalry there, but the Conic is a melee cavalry unit, which once it's been defeated will rise again as a dismounted Conic. So it sort of, it's like you've got two units in one, really. It will come back as an infantry unit once it's been killed off, but they are quite comparable to knights in terms of the stats, whilst they are cavalry units. But we've just got HamRtime reaching the feudal age pretty quickly. He's been able to utilise the 10 villages, got both of his boar in very, very quickly, and was able to get enough food to progress to the feudal age. And as you can see, very much got the resources ready to advance to castle age. There we go. Just needed to quickly garrison or drop off a little bit of food there, and he's now up to the castle age. So with that fortress, obviously we've got this big starting villager advantage in terms of having 10 villagers to start with rather than 3. Does mean you can pull off some really crazy castle times. Beaverman is halfway up to feudal age. He's got currently 29 villagers. So we'll see how this goes, but we can see he's on stone, so we potentially we're either going to be looking at some town centres for a bit of a boom going, or there may be some little sneaky Inca shenanigans, if I can say shenanigans. But yeah, not really too much happening at the moment. We can see HamRtime very, very close to reaching the castle age now, just as Beaverman reaches the feudal age. 55 seconds to go for HamRtime. But generally on a fortress, another tactic you may want to be using is pretty similar to what you would do on Arena, and that's just try and get the map control and take control of all the relics. Get some monks out early, get all your relics. And that'll keep you going for gold in case you end up in a bit of a siege, a trash war towards the end. You can see HamRtime just getting some houses down there. Probably be getting a lumber camp down soon, you would have thought. But now reaches the castle age. We've got a town centre coming down. But watching this game, you wouldn't really be able to tell that it's being played on a Xbox controller. I don't think there's not really been any real indications that they may have auto villager distribution on. But we do have a monastery coming down now for HamRtime, so it does look as though we're going to be going for those relics. Meanwhile, we'll just look back at Beaverman. So he's got a few more on stone there, so it does seem to indicate that we may be having some castles coming into play from Beaverman. But both players doing a pretty decent job at keeping town centres going. Not really that much idle time at the moment from either player. A little bit of eco idle time from the red player, but nothing too detrimental at this point. The second TC down for the blue player. We do have monks on the way, so they'll be out collecting relics. Hopefully they won't get caught and picked off by the Eagle Scout as he's running around. Still gone full health, so he's not been caught by any towers or anything, but now Beaverman is in the castle age. So we do have enough stone for a castle, almost, if they were to drop all that off. So do we have a castle coming? We shall see. We've got a university and a monastery coming. So perhaps having the same sort of idea that we're going to be going for monks. Not sure what he's going for with the university at this point. It might just be because he's probably going to be going for a fast imp, actually, looking at the resources that we've got in the bank there. So yeah, he's getting those 2 buildings down for a fast imperial. So yeah, these do very much come into play, but certainly could have started going forward. Perhaps looking at getting the castle done, if that's what he's looking at doing. We can see we've got we do have a conic out though, which could certainly cause him a few issues. But he could certainly have produced some camioks. It may be what he's going to be waiting to do. Now the camiok will work really well against any of the conics to an extent, because they do have bonus damage against cavalry with their big pointy spears, like the souped up halberdiers, and they also have range as well, but they are really slow. So yeah, we do have some camioks on the way, so they're probably just going to be used to protect the villages there. But yeah, potentially a little bit of wasted time, possibly, if we are looking at doing a castle drop. We do have a load of villagers coming forward now by the looks of things. They've all come off the farms. I've still got the villagers on the stone there, so maybe we're potentially going to be looking at a double castle drop. And we can see the castle's been placed now. Not overly keen on that castle placement spot. He did scout this area, I believe. Yeah, so he scattered the area there. So he knows we've got stone, we've got gold, we've got wood, 2 wood lines. Ideally, it would have been good if he could have come perhaps in a better spot for that castle drop now, whether he'd have looped around the back here to drop it around this area to take out 2 wood lines and the stone and gold. But this one, it's not really taking much away from the blue player. Potentially a little bit on the wood if he does have the wood upgrades for the range, but yeah, not the best. I mean, he could have also come around here and you know, taken this gold away from HamRtime as well. But looks as though he's just going to be trying to punch a way through into the Imperial Age and potentially get another castle dropped. Those villagers need to get back to work, really get a lumber camp down or something just to get some resources in. But we do have this forward castle, and the forward castle is going to be used for trebuchet. So certainly wanting to make a difference early on, but the eco difference at the moment, HamRtime's almost got twice the economy, having gone for that boom. We've got 4 town centres working. I say working, it's quite a bit. 5 town centres, sorry, 5 TC boom. So they're not all working all at the same time. It must be hard to keep track of 5 TCs on a controller, but so idle time is coming up a little bit, but that eco difference is just getting bigger and bigger. Beaverman's going to want to move that trebuchet, that is for sure. We'll see whether that town centre takes the trebuchet down, but dismounted Conic causing a little bit of damage and then just getting obliterated by the castle. There we go. He's having to repair, and he's going to move that that trebuchet. We do have another one coming out in the meantime, and that's pretty much it really. But there's no villages being produced by Red at the moment, so he's going for a full 1 TC aggression. Yolo, going a bit Yolo. I don't know where that trebuchet is going. Yeah, you don't want to hang about there. But we are looking at taking down the castle as a starting place. But we do have quite a few Conics coming forward. So Kamiuk, you're going to want to come down and support. HamRtime just spot them coming in there. He knows it's not really a fight he can take with the Conics at the moment. But in preparation, we have got quite a few barracks coming up for the Bulgarian player. So we can see that a lot of the bonus that the Bulgarians get for the free militia line upgrades is going to be coming into play here. And as you can see, loads of swordsmen coming out now. So they will counter the Kamiuks very, very nicely. And to be honest, I think at this point the eco difference between the two is just going to be too much. HamRtime's going to be at a point where he can just start spamming villagers, swordsmen, like there's no tomorrow, if I'm honest. Does lose quite a few villagers there just on that gold with due to the Kamiuks. He has lost a couple of his town centres, but I don't think it's really going to cause that much of an issue at this point. He can just relocate from that wood line, and there is a mill there that the farmers can easily get access to. Probably wants to be taking down the monastery, I would expect. It's got 3 relics in there, so definitely going to want to take that down. We do have some petards on the way for the red player, so he's trying to punch his way through with petards, but seems like a little bit of wasted resources, to be honest. Probably could have even got the Kamiuks to attack that, as well as the Trebs, and that would have brought it down. But he's going in. Probably not enough villages there for a castle drop, in my opinion. Probably wants another 4 or 5 at least if we're going for an aggressive castle drop, but that one is coming in with not quite good enough resources for another castle drop after this one. But I think the army here from HamRtime is just going to be too big. The swordsmen coming in, they're going to clear up those Kamiuk very, very easily. I mean, the Kamiuk don't even have any upgrades at the moment. There's actually no eco upgrades from Red either, so very, very YOLO play, and HamRtime is just eating this. It's just making short work of that. And that's gonna have cost him quite a bit. So it is starting to produce villagers now. The red player a little bit, his villager count has gone up a little bit, but still the sheer difference in economy at this point does give you a bit of an indication as to where we think this is going to go. That castle's wasted there as it is, and that one will go down eventually. Certainly if the longswords have got arson, they'll be able to keep chipping away at that castle. I mean, you can see it's losing quite a bit of health quite quickly, and Beaverman's not really got anything that can answer this right now. So the only thing he could have done is potentially tech into some crossbowmen, but yeah, not really anything he could do here. The economy is a little bit all over the place. He's definitely played this as a YOLO strategy. It was nice work, but HamRtime just too good a player to be fooled by such little sneaky tricks. And you can see his wealth of experience there just proving to be too much for Beaverman. But Beaverman certainly adapting well to playing on the Xbox by being the #1 ranked player on the controller ladder. So I probably will check out some more of his games, but if you enjoyed that one, do let me know if you want to see more of Beaverman and his success on the controller ladder. Cheers guys, I'll see you on the next one.